Hello, my fellow viewers. I've been playing Squad in my free time lately, and let me tell you, it's an absolute great game. Besides, all my friends play it. One of my Jewish friends has been playing it for years. I wanted to recommend it to my other friends, but I realized there weren't a single decent review of it online. So you want a review? The best review? A review like no one has ever done before. Trust me. It's going to be phenomenal. Only the president of the greatest country could do something like that. And that's why you're here. I'd like to start with the graphics. There's a common misconception that graphics in modern games aren't important. You know what? That's all bullshit. Squad's graphics are simply magnificent. The game came out like 10 years ago, and it's still the best thing I've ever seen. Then again, maybe that's because before this, I was only looking through an Apache's digital scope. The level of detail in this game is simply astounding. I swear I gave this guy a Medal of Honor just a week ago. Seriously, everything related to the effects is top-notch. Those explosive scenes make my orange head shake, and a few countries in the Middle East too. As for the landscapes, in my opinion, the forest maps are a bit slapdash. At the same time, the desert, cities, and low-rise residential areas are simply excellent. I even get the feeling that the developers are preparing us for something, but I can't figure out what. The only problem is that not every PC will run this game. My Oil Monster PC, which has a Mountain Dew cooling and uses a Bradley Tow barrels instead of graphics card, produces around 60 FPS on medium, what I consider a huge deception of all gamers. Why create such a great game if people can't play it? But you know, all this talk about graphics is just empty words. It's not my style. We don't play in well-designed houses, we shoot 'em up. You can't just start talking about Squad's gameplay out of the blue. You have to experience it. I log on to the server, I join a squad, I pick a soldier with the best DMR in the world. Some 10-year-old school kid yells at me, says I'm ruining everything, and says he'll kick me out of the squad. Not even the UN would dare be that brazen. I don't know where this little shit lives, but he'd better move out of Tomahawk missile range and keep his phone off for a week or two. Later, we loaded up the truck and headed out to capture the objectives. These brave lads have no idea what a huge honor has been bestowed upon them, to play for the best nation in the game. After unloading and capturing the objective, our platoon went into battle. We fought like lions, as if Uncle Sam himself were guiding our bullets, but there were too many enemies. Our entire squad was wiped out. When they killed the grenadier, I even cried a little. That evening, oil prices rose by 20%. We were under pressure on all flanks. We held our positions, but defeat was inevitable. There must have been Democrats in our command. The next round was the Russian invasion. I could tell you about that too, but I have a friend who knows about the Russian invasion like no one else. By that point, I was already tired of defending the interests of the entire democratic world, so I decided to call my close friend. However, that old fool doesn't use the internet, so my specialist had to spend 2 months laying a telephone cable. Hey, Vladimir.
Hey, Donald.
I know you're no slouch when it comes to invasions. Tell me what this means in Squad and what modes are available here.
Yeah, Donya, this game is 100% realistic. Here, just like in real life, you're killing dozens of people and destroying expensive armored vehicles just to capture a village with 3 houses. Technically, there are quite a few modes in the game, but most of them boil down to capturing points. But if this game is so realistic, why can't I just obliterate enemy positions with an Oreshnik? And anyway, why does the Russian army have such outdated weapons in the game? I'm all for historical accuracy, but why is the Ukrainian army fighting with modern weapons at the same time?
Come on, Vladimir. Let's be honest. The fact that Russia is worse than Ukraine is definitely not the developer's problem. Squad is literally one of the most realistic games. After all, besides the regular US Army, there's also the Navy SEALs faction, and these factions are among the strongest in the game.
Ha ha ha, you silly corn king. What do you say to the fact that China has a whopping 3 factions in the squad, and after the recent update, the PLA is literally the strongest nation in the game?
You've got to be kidding me. Tell me that's not true. Tell me the developers didn't cave to those communists. Or better yet, tell me what country the developers of this game are from.
Calm down, Donny. It's just a game. Relax. Besides, I think Off-World Interactive is an international company, so you won't be able to solve everything by force.
Calm down, I'm just messing around. Of course, I wasn't planning on bombing anyone. I was just offering some advice.
Advice?
Sure, send a UH-1 with 10 advisors, each armed with 30.23 rounds of arguments on why they should make America the best nation in the game.
You're terrible, Donald. Seriously though, there are a huge number of factions here. Something for every taste, color, and political viewpoint. From NATO countries to separatists of all stripes and religions, I was especially surprised by how well developed the nations are. Each has its own weapons, equipment, and unique abilities. Except for NATO countries, NATO sucks.
Shut up.
Irregular factions stand out in particular. For example, Eastern rebels focus on ambushes and guerrilla warfare. Western PMCs look like airsoft players. Drive around in black SUVs, fire miniguns, and customize their guns as if they were in Tarkov. And of course the insurgents, crazy bastards with explosives under every rock and a desire to mount anything that shoots onto a Toyota. What the fuck is this? Few people knew this, but Russia sent troops to Syria after seeing this photo.
Hush, hush, hush. So actually, this is my channel. And if you like the content and would like to support the best YouTuber on the internet, I'd like to recommend my Patreon, where you'll not only be able to watch new videos a week early, but also get access to exclusive content. Basically, the main feature of Squad is its focus on team play. I agree, it sounds shocking to hear that about a game called Squad, but take Mr. Donald's word for it. On your own, you're as weak as the countries of Europe. You have no ammo. You're disorganized. You can't build, capture points, or do much of anything at all. But together with your squad, you're a versatile combat unit capable of anything except for idiots. A dumb ally is worse than any enemy. If, God forbid, your match happens during a sale or a free week, it's actually better to fight alone. Not even America has seen such talentless allies. Although, you know, things aren't exactly going smoothly for the game either. Everyone knows that Squad is potentially the king of Milsim games. Most games in the genre look like pathetic parodies and don't even come close to Squad. The only alternative is Arma. But figuring out the US tax system is easier than figuring out how to get into a helicopter. The developers understood this, so at some point they started, how to put this gently, making stupid crap. For example, at some point the devs decided to completely overhaul the shooting mechanics, handing out assault rifles to meth addicts with tremors instead of trained soldiers. The solution was so brilliant that for the past 3 years, with every update, they've been reducing weapon recoil and gradually reverting it back to the old system. Or one fine day, the developers decided the game didn't lag enough already. So they decided to port the game to the insanely laggy Unreal Engine 5 to finally cut off players on low-end PCs. Nevertheless, I want to say that Squad is truly a great game, creating a unique experience that no other game can provide. Besides that, the game develops reaction time, communication, teamwork, patriotism, and militarism, which will help in the bright future of our great country. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, follow on Patreon, and let's make reviews great again.